watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices on this Wednesday, November 13th. Hello, I'm Chris Palermo, and here is what's happening. A two-vehicle accident occurred earlier today, leaving one vehicle crushed. The News 25 has more.
Jason Ernest of Mount West Lawyers. Don't be bullied by insurance companies. Call me, 775-727-9500.
On Wednesday, November 13th, just before 10 a.m., a two-vehicle accident occurred at the intersection of Barney Street and Betty Avenue. According to the driver of the white Chevy truck, he was heading westbound on Betty and attempted to cross Barney when he was struck on the side by a black Ford Taurus, which was heading southbound on Barney. The driver of the Ford was treated at the scene for minor injuries. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, as well as the Nye County Sheriffs, were on scene.
More news now. Historical priceless memories happened earlier today at the White House by America's past, present, and future presidents. Our News 25 Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers now joins us from the city with more.
45th President and 47th President-elect Donald J. Trump has already been making major moves on the D.C. front and has announced an array of heavy-hitting administration appointments all week. With now just 67 days to go until Trump plans to make America great again round two, let's take a deeper look into recent political activity that has just lined up. Double President Trump made his triumphant return to the Capitol this morning. Trump and Biden met in the Oval Office during his first post-election visit to the District of Columbia.
Well, Mr. President-elect and former President, thank you. Donald, congratulations. Thank you. And looking forward to having like we said, smooth transition. Do everything we can to make sure you're accommodated, what you need. And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So good. Welcome back.
Department of Government Efficiency leader Elon Musk was present during today's White House gathering.
Thank you very much. And politics is tough, and it's in many cases not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today, and I appreciate it very much. A transition that's so smooth, it'll be as smooth as it can get, and I very much appreciate that, Joe.
You're welcome.
We will continue to offer the latest in presidential coverage affecting our great Silver Swing State. Reporting from Clark County, I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas. Woo!
Thank you very much, Maria. And another two-vehicle accident happened today, leaving one driver with minor injuries.
Just after 2 p.m. Wednesday, November 13th, a two-vehicle accident occurred on Highway 160 in front of the Smith's grocery store. According to witnesses at the scene, a maroon Ford Explorer was traveling northbound on Highway 160 when a blue Chevy truck allegedly pulled out of the Smith's parking lot directly in the line of traffic of the Explorer. Fortunately, no one was injured in the collision. Traffic was being diverted around the crash scene during the investigation and cleanup, and Highway Patrol, along with Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, were on scene.
Well, we had a big night and celebrating here in Pahrump because last night KPVM's very own Vernon Van Winkle received an award at the Producer Award Honors Show last night, November 12th. And News 25, of course, caught up with the man who started it all. So you were here accepting the Producer's Choice Honor Award. Now, as the fearless leader of KPVM Television, Ace Country 103.1, what is the mission here? Local news, and elaborate.
Yeah, the mission really is to bring information to the people that they don't normally get. Information and then pass it along in the best sense that we possibly can. The challenges today that we are finding as a news agency is that some released information has become more and more restrictive. So we can't get the stories and get information as quickly as we want, or the correct information until after trial and stuff like that, because people will get arrested, or they may get have a fire, and there's always speculation of what's going on, and so we don't usually always find out what's going on until investigation has been completed. So instead of coming up with, this is what happened, this is how it happened, we can't do that like we used to be able to do. So we'd come up with, well, this is what happened, and we're still under investigation to find out what did happen. Recently, we moved the TV station to Vegas, so Vegas people don't really want to hear what Pahrump's got going on. Pahrump people don't really want to have what Vegas people have going on, but our station is in, our headquarters is in Pahrump, and our transmitter is in Las Vegas. So, you got to kind of meet a halfway point. So we came up with the idea of coming up with Southern Nevada News Network, so we can give people everything of what they need. The purpose of KPVM is a training ground where you can get paid and you can travel in more than one lane, because there's all kinds of different levels of broadcasting that you can be in master control, you can be in studio control, you can be a reporter, you could be a account executive. There's just so much stuff. You get this as a paid internship per se, but it really is a starter job. And for the bigger corporations, ABC, NBC, Fox, CBS networks, anybody out there, they want to see that you pick up experience. This is a training ground so that you can pick that up.
Congratulations, Vernon. It was a great night. Also, at the Producer Award Honors Show, News 25 caught up with veteran comedian and actor Tim Colcieri to talk about his life and why he now performs comedy shows. Tim just did this incredible one-man show. Tim has been in the feature film Full Metal Jacket. I dubbed this as Marine comedy. Tell us a little bit about your show and what kind of venues you do, Tim.
Wow, it's cool. It's actually great to be here. I was originally cast to be the drill instructor, so I had this memorized for so many years and never left. And when Lee Ermey passed away, they showed the film Full Metal Jacket at the Leathernecks Club, and asked me to come down and talk. And somebody said, gave me a Corona and said, "Hey, how'd you get the role?" And I started telling the story, started laughing a little bit, and then somebody said, "You ought to do a one-man show." And I've been doing, for the last couple of years now, I think 14 shows. Just did one in Dana Point for 200 Marines. I got to learn to condense my stuff. My stuff's like 90 minutes. This was 15. And it's interesting. It's my story that I went through to get that role. They just finished a documentary on it. They have Michael Biehn and Mark Ralston from Aliens. They've interviewed Jan Harlan, the executive producer of all Stanley Kubrick's films. He's 86, and he said that, he was talking about he wanted to do Napoleon with Stanley Kubrick. For 2 years they worked on it, and then they finally threw it away, and he said he felt like his heart left him when they did that, and it must have felt like when Tim lost that role.
So in closing, Tim, somebody that might be out there watching, a younger person, a teenager, maybe a younger adult, and they're thinking, this is where you give them life advice here, and they're thinking, should I join the military? Ooh. I want you to speak to the camera and tell them what they should do.
Okay, I can tell you, if you have no doubt what to do at this time in your life at 18 years old, go in there and you'll come out a whole different person. It's a whole different dialogue. It's no longer the ground, it's the deck. That's the bulkhead. This is utility top. This is a cover. These are trousers. Bed's no longer a bed, it's a rack. The food's called chow. Different lifestyle. For a couple of years, come out, you'll be a different person, and you got the medical for the rest of your life. And they'll take care of you as a vet. And wouldn't it be pride to finally do something you'd like doing? You might want to stay in forever. One thing about it is you'll be a changed person. Made me a changed person. I was only in 2 years, it made me the man I am today. What's so great about the Marine Corps is you go 2 years or 25 years and you still get that same respect as a Marine. I tell you, they do. I have two brothers that were Marines, and we weren't the kind of family that said, let's go all be Marines. Kind of just happened that way, but very, very proud that we have that in my family. And gosh, I'm a proud American. I'm so lucky to be here, and I hope that people learn that. Never say you'll never drink that and never eat that, because someday you will. if you will. You might have to. Never say never, you know, and don't be afraid to fail. Get out there and try something. That's the biggest thing I can tell you. I wasn't afraid to try it. It didn't work for me. Okay, I'll try something else. I'm good at this. This is what I'm good at, acting. Okay, I'll try that. Somehow I got lucky.
Tim, thank you for your service.
Thank you, guys.
We had a great time last night watching him perform. More news coming up. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
And welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. Former U.S. Senate candidate Stephanie Phillips caught up with News 25 to discuss her plans now that the election day has quickly passed. So tell us your thoughts of, Jackie Rosen has won. And what should we expect in the future for the state?
Well, first I have to say that I am very happy that Trump won, because that's great for America, that's great for our Constitution, our freedoms, and our liberties. So that was really important that he won. I personally never thought that Sam was going to be able to beat Jackie, unfortunately. So I thought as soon as he won the primary, we were going to lose that seat. And sure enough, here we are. And the congressional seats, we lost those as well. So we need to really go back and look. I believe that it's many reasons why we lost those seats, and we need to take a look at that and revise some things in the next election cycle. I believe I could have unseated her. I believe I would have beat her. At the top of their ticket are women issues, abortion being at the top. When you have a female candidate that is going against that, that is a much better dynamic and strategy than putting a man against that type of a candidate. I think that was really important. Plus, you have some candidates that are good and some that are not so good. So I just think that we need to revise what we do, revise our strategy, have different candidates go through the primary and support them, the ones that actually can beat the incumbent in the general. That's really important.
Thank you very much, Stephanie, for taking some time to speak to us last night. We wish you the best of luck. The Nye County Regional Transportation Commission met today and outlined plans for the 2025 Chip Seal program, which will focus on resurfacing 48 miles of road in Pahrump and other areas while addressing staffing and project delays from the previous year. And here are more details.
At the November 13th meeting of the Nye County Regional Transportation Commission, RTC, officials updated the public on the 2025 Chip Seal program, which aims to improve roads across Pahrump, Beatty, Amargosa Valley, and other parts of the county. In Pahrump, the plan now includes chip sealing 48 miles of road, a reduction from the original projected 7.6 miles due to budget adjustments and staffing shortages. Public Works Director also discussed challenges from the previous year, including falling short of the 49-mile chip seal target, completing 34.5 miles instead. Despite these setbacks, Public Works was praised for its efforts, with crews preparing off-season work to ensure smoother operations for the upcoming year. The meeting also provided updates on ongoing and upcoming road projects, such as the 60% completion of the Homestead Road plans, as well as progress on the Bob Rudd and Winery Road projects. Concerns over road speeds and delays in securing approvals were raised, particularly for Belmont Road. Public Works is also addressing complaints related to chip sealing and carvers, with special attention given to the Old Town Roundabout. The RTC plans to continue gathering public feedback on these projects, working closely with local town boards, including Tonopah, to ensure the chip seal work aligns with broader development goals.
Well, the Las Vegas Raiders have named their starting quarterback for this weekend's game against Miami, and that will be Gardner Minshew. Kaylee has more Raiders news with her look at sports.
Hi there, it's Kaylee Bentler in for Mikey Ruhan, and this is your News 25 look at sports. UNLV women's basketball lost 75-66 to Arizona yesterday, with Amarachi Kimpson scoring 14 points. They play Stonehill College tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. In more basketball news, the Winchester Town Advisory Board reviewed plans for LVXP, a 752-foot Las Vegas resort that could host an NBA-ready arena. The project, featuring 3 towers, a 6,000-seat theater, and an 1,800-seat arena, positions the city as a strong candidate for an NBA franchise. As the 2025 NFL Draft approaches, teams are targeting key positions. The Jaguars want a versatile playmaker, the Giants and Browns need quarterbacks, the Titans seek an offensive tackle, and the Cowboys are focused on a running back. The Raiders are targeting quarterback Jalen Milroe from Alabama, according to a recent mock draft. Milroe has thrown for 2,046 yards and 13 touchdowns, completing 67.4% of his passes this season. Known for his dual-threat ability, Milroe could bring a much-needed spark to a Raiders offense that has struggled both in the air and on the ground. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
More local stories coming up and, well, a chilly weather forecast. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. Nye county officials are drafting new regulations to restrict hazardous waste operations, focusing on protecting the environment and local water resources, particularly right here in the Pahrump area.
Nye County officials are moving forward with the development of new regulations aimed at restricting hazardous waste operations following concerns raised by the proposed Medi Waste facility and a recently denied solar panel recycling plant. District Attorney Brian Kunze is leading the effort, emphasizing the need to safeguard the community from potentially hazardous industries attracted by Nevada's less stringent regulations. The proposed rules would prohibit the manufacturing, processing, and disposal of certain hazardous materials, such as pesticides, petroleum, and solar panel waste, within a 10-mile radius of Pahrump. Though Kunze suggested this boundary could be adjusted to further protect the area's water resources. The county's focus is primarily on preventing the introduction of industries that could introduce dangerous chemicals into the environment, particularly those that might contaminate the local soil and water. While the regulations are intended to apply to Pahrump, some county leaders, such as Commissioner Bruce Jabber, raised concerns about their potential impact on the mining industry, which is a major economic driver in Nye County. Kunze assured that any new code could be tailored to avoid hindering mining operations, which are crucial to the region's economy. In contrast, Tonopah officials have shown interest in attracting businesses that deal with hazardous waste, citing the availability of county-owned land at the Tonopah Airport as a prime location for such operations. However, Kunze emphasized that the initial regulations would be focused on the Pahrump area as it faces the most immediate risks. Public feedback on the proposed rules is being encouraged, and Kunze reiterated the primary objective is to protect the county's water supply and the long-term well-being of its residents.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Looking through the lens of the Lerner and Rowe weather cam over Mount Charleston right here in Pahrump outside the studios. So the forecast is going to get a little cooler. It'll be a good weekend for Netflix and chill. You'll really be chilling if you don't have the heat on just yet. Kaylee has the whole forecast in a bit.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Desert View Hospital. We're here when you need us, providing compassionate and friendly care to our neighbors since 2006. desertviewhospital.com.
Good evening, Nevada. I'm Kaylee Bentler in the News 25 Weather Studios. Let's check out our regional weather. Up in Fernley, we saw 61, 65 in Fallon, 57 Carson City, 48 in Tonopah, 50 Goldfield, 58 in Beatty, 66 San Marcos, 63 Las Vegas, and 74 in Death Valley. But over in our paradise of Pahrump, we're currently at 60 degrees and the skies are clear. We saw a high of 67, winds southeast 5 miles per hour, humidity at 16%, and the sun rose at 6:19. However, it has already gone away. A nice sunset at 4:36 p.m. Expect humidity at 21%, winds east-southeast 5 miles per hour, and we're seeing lows of 40 degrees, but those skies are clear. Let's take a look at the rest of the week. We have scattered clouds tomorrow at 71 degrees. But say goodbye to that heat. We're going to 57 on Friday with those scattered clouds still hanging around. We're seeing upper 50s and low 60s all through the week and sunshine across the board. And that is your look at the weather. Back to the desk. Here's Chris.
Thank you very much, Kaylee. Not so bad, but I'm starting to think, who do I know that has a heated pool? That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight at News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. Make it a great night.